Hello and welcome back to the Let's Talk Football podcast channel. We're back once again, another week, another episode, and I'm going to go straight to Ethan. He's going to go through exactly what we're going to be talking about today.
Right, hey up guys, hey up. So firstly we're going to be going through Jose Mourinho. He's been linked with PSG. Would he be a good manager for him? We'll see the opinions in a bit. Then, was Mbappe wrong for turning down Real Madrid for the extraordinary contract at PSG that he's been given and accepted? And then a quick review of the England game, and then top 5 biggest current transfer rumours, and well, the thingy, aren't they? They're confirmed, aren't they? So we'll be going to that. And then the kit reviews of some of the clubs that have released their kits. So, and then that's the end of the podcast.
Yeah, so should be a good one today, guys, to be honest with you. We're going to go straight into it, though, talking about Jose Mourinho, because he's been linked with the PSG management role. Obviously, Pochettino is going. He's going to be relieved of his job, PSG. And apparently, the rumours coming in the last couple of days is that PSG actually might have Mourinho as one of their favourites to try and appoint for the upcoming season. So the question is, obviously he's won a Conference League trophy with them. With Roma. So after that, and everything that he's done in his career, how he's been in the last few seasons, would he be a good manager, the right manager for PSG to take them forward to not just win League One, because they do that all the time anyway, but to be the manager that actually gets them in the Champions League, does all these things that they need to be doing? Is he the right man for that? Go straight to you, Ethan. Is he the right man for that job? Would he be a good manager for them?
I mean, it's quite hard to win the Champions League, isn't it? And that's why they're trying to bring someone of his calibre to the club. But I mean, he's done it with Porto.
Yeah.
So he's got experience of winning it, and there's a couple of debates whether he's better than Pochettino at the minute. I mean, it's quite easy to win a League One with PSG. I mean, they've got everyone.
Yeah. It's not, no offence to League One as well, any League One fans, but it's not the most competitive league.
No, it isn't.
And the budgets aren't very equal either, so it's always going to be PSG's.
I mean, I think he'd be a decent manager for PSG. He'd win the League One easily with them. I mean, he'd run away with it, to be honest.
Would he be the manager, though, if you're the owner of PSG, aka Kylian Mbappe at this point? If you're the owner of PSG, do you believe by appointing Mourinho your chances go up of winning the Champions League?
I think it would go up. I actually generally think that it would go up.
Yeah.
But would it be the right manager for the actual job, or can there be any differences? Well, different managers, say, I don't know. I mean, look what Real Madrid did with Carlo Ancelotti. He was at Everton, doing decently.
Yeah,
Everton and everything. I mean, now he's won the Champions League with them. I mean, Jose Mourinho, he's got the experience of winning big European trophies like Champions League, Europa League,
Conference League.
Well, let's say you can class it.
Well, we were debating this last week, so if you don't know about that, go and check out last week's episode, because we were debating whether that's a major trophy or not.
I reckon he is. I reckon he could be the right man for the job.
Right. So, a positive for Mourinho, he's saying, actually, that could be a step in the right direction with Mourinho. Going across to Aaron, though, would he be a good manager for PSG? Jose Mourinho, do you think, obviously, if we're talking about Mourinho when he was in his prime, there's no question about it, nobody's doubting it, but Mourinho, the manager now, would he be good? Would he be a good managerial appointment for PSG?
See, I think this links back to what we were saying last week about how he's not in the sort of like top bracket that he could be in. But if he did go to PSG and he did well, I think he'd be put back in that bracket. So say if he was to win the Champions League, then he'd be put back in that bracket. But I think because obviously PSG, they've got such a insane squad depth in the players you've got. So you've got Mbappe, Neymar, Marquinhos, Ramos. There's that many players that he could work around to build the best squad possible. And I think because he's obviously got the experience, like he said, he brought up Porto. If he can do it with Porto, why can't he do it with PSG? And I think, yeah, he's getting on, but I think he'd be brilliant for PSG. But one thing I will add, it's not as much as being linked with PSG. It's more of he's got a good odds with a lot of bookies to join PSG.
Okay. Alright.
I think with Jose Mourinho, he can win dirty as well, can't he? I'd say. And you're saying about the Porto stuff as well. Porto were actually a really decent side back then. They're not. They won't be winning any Champions Leagues now. No.
Well, I think, in my opinion, to be honest with you, I think he's sort of. I don't really like it too much when people have piled on the criticism towards him in his later stages at United, and then how it failed at Spurs. Because, to be fair, with United now, when he won the Europa League and he came second, we realised how good of an achievement that was.
Yeah.
When we look at where United are at now with a similar squad, and then Spurs, the only reason they look better now than what they did under Mourinho is because Conte is sort of like what Mourinho was in his prime. He's like a younger version with, I would say, similar attitudes to Mourinho. But for me, I actually think that would be a good signing. I think even if he struggled at first with the role at PSG, League One is a league where he could have a couple of ups and downs and he would still top the league, to be honest. So that's already in the bag for him. Europe, one-off nights against big teams, they're the sort of stuff he goes for. So I think he would be, obviously not for the long run, but I think for short-term success, you're talking a season, 2 seasons, I actually think he could be one of the best out there right now. And I would actually go as far to say, if you're PSG, get him right now. He should be the best target. He's the number 1 target. I reckon you go for Mourinho, and I reckon it probably works out all right, to be honest. So then moving on to the next topic, was Mbappe wrong for turning down Madrid? Because obviously we knew that he had a lot of interest from Real Madrid, or he was also very interested in Real Madrid as well. He'd hinted at it. It was going on for a long period of time. It's looking like he was never going to extend with PSG. And then PSG get desperate. They chuck loads of money at him. They give him an ownership role as well as a player role, where he can decide who stays, who goes, who they try and sign, what goes on with managers. An unbelievable amount of money per week. He's got his player salary, he's got player bonuses, and then he's got an owner salary and all this stuff. Just a ridiculous contract. And there's been some people giving him criticism, saying that it's money greed, but then there's other people saying he's thinking about himself, he's thinking about him when he retires after football. He's still young. He could, at the end of his contract, which I think is until 2025, he could then go to Real Madrid after making a quick bag. I don't know. So the question is, was he wrong for turning down a massive club like Madrid for PSG, when we know with PSG it's primarily because of the contract and the money he got given and the power he got given? So I'm going to go straight to you, Aaron. Was he wrong for turning down potentially an opportunity like Madrid for the contract he got given at PSG to no extent?
I'll put it one way, really. If you were in a job and you got offered one contract and you got offered another, and the second one was higher paying, but you were already in that same job, that's basically what he's done. He stayed at PSG because they've essentially given him the extension to that contract, which is better than the other place that he's been offered. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because obviously he already knows all the players at PSG. He already knows the management, and obviously he's been offered that position in the club as sort of an owner. And obviously it's a weird one with him being offered sporting director, so he can make any decision he wants on transfers. Now, I think that's the big thing that was make or break for him, because in reality he could basically say, right, I want if he has any siblings, he could say, right, I want my siblings in the club. They can't really argue against it, and he basically sets up his family for life. That's one thing that you've got to think about. But then obviously you look back, we're talking February, March, that's when the rumours started going around. He was leaving PSG. Real Madrid could have got him on a free, but they put up money in the January. It was actually January transfer window. And near the end, they started putting up money for him, and it was looking like they were going to get a pre-contract agreement, but they never did. And I think it got to the point where he agreed personal terms, the club agreed terms, but then it got to the point where they ended up. I think it's just because they were that desperate for him to stay. As I think Mbappe is their biggest player currently, and if they lost Mbappe, I could see a team that, I don't know what the French league's like, but if it second or third, if Mbappe wins them the majority of their games, why would they want to get rid of him to Real Madrid? And then that would decrease their chances of getting the Champions League. Which that links back to the Jose Mourinho thing, really. If they lost Mbappe and Jose Mourinho went to PSG, I don't think they'd win it without Mbappe. So it's one of them where I think as well, he obviously lives in France, he's French. Maybe he just doesn't want to leave France.
PSG's his boyhood club as well.
But then what you've got to think about is, there's two things here. PSG's his boyhood club. Ronaldo's his idol. Ronaldo played for Real Madrid when he was his idol. So it's sort of... Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily wrong, but I think it's sort of morally wrong to go against something that you pretty much confirmed just for the money. But then I don't see anything wrong with it, because getting the money out of it is... Money's money at the end of the day. You're not getting paid the bills without it, are you?
Alright, then we're going to stop Aaron there, because he has just said, and we're going to go to you now, but just remember this one line from Aaron, see whether you agree or not. He said, money is money. But football is football, and could he be doing more in football if he was at Real Madrid instead of PSG? So the main bottom line question here we're saying is it about money, the money, or is it about football, the football? Ethan?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I think it is wrong that for him, like, playing wise as football. I think if he went to Real Madrid, he'd expand more on his football. He'd be in the Champions League later stages guaranteed, because Real Madrid, obviously, they can beat teams in England.
I mean, they've just won it, so...
Yeah. So he's guaranteed to get a good place in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Whereas PSG, they've been awful in the Champions League.
They seem like they didn't know what they're doing in Europe.
They don't. And I mean, you say about money, you don't know how much Real Madrid were offering. I think what they'd said was Real Madrid were offering him more, but he'd said he didn't want to take it because apparently he wanted to stay. And, well, he got the sporting director job and all that.
Yeah, even if the money's similar, maybe he just did it for the extra power. What for you though? What for you? For you, if you're Mbappe, is that the right thing to be doing? If you're a relative of Mbappe, you're his dad, are you disappointed with what he's decided to do? Or, like, because for you, do you respect the idea of, like, oh yeah, take the power, take the bag, if they're going to give it, you take it? Or do you just think, no, go and give yourself a better chance of winning a trophy, don't be power greedy when you're just a player, know your limits? What?
I say if you're a relative, you'd be wanting him to get more money, wouldn't you? Let's be real, because
so as a relative,
he'd be bringing in more money.
So as a relative, fair enough. You as a football fan, though, what?
If you're a football fan, I think you'd want him. Well, you're more likely wanting him to go to Real Madrid. I think it's better football. Over La Liga than Ligue 1.
I think Ligue 1's it's well off the levels of any other European top league.
Well, it's gone out of the top 5 leagues now, hasn't it?
Yeah, it says it all.
So you can tell the decline in Ligue 1 now. So yeah, I think that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, fair play to him. He's got the bag now.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I'd say is, personally for me, I think even Siri agreed there. Personally for me, I believe that he should have gone with Real Madrid. However, let's not put the blame on Mbappe, right? Because he got offered an unbelievable amount of money, all this power. Who offered it him? Who put that contract down for him to take? PSG. So when you talk about Mbappe, he's changing the dynamic of what a player can do. He's giving himself far too much power. How dare Mbappe take this power and stuff? But he's been offered it. So it's PSG's fault, regardless of how desperate they were. It was their fault for offering it him in the first place, because they've basically set an expectation now that if you're good at kicking a football around, you can manage our club, you can do what you want with our club, we'll bend over backwards for you as a player. That's ridiculous. That's not how a proper hierarchy system should work in a football club. And PSG, once again, showing that they will disrespect morals that they should have just to try and get something, just to try and claim a trophy or two. So for me, I think he should have taken the move to Real Madrid. But was Mbappe wrong for taking it? No. PSG were wrong for offering it, to be honest, is what I'd say.
Point, to be fair.
Yeah, so that's what I'd say with. Now moving on to the next point, I believe it's just a brief, it's not anything in depth, but a quick review of the England game, even though you wouldn't really want to after what happened. So obviously England played Hungary and lost 1-0. And do you know what we looked like, funnily enough? Played Hungary and we looked like we were starving ourselves of goals, to be fair, throughout the game. Obviously they won 1-0, they got a clean sheet against us. I'm not going to go too much into it because I'll let both of you guys speak first. Well, Ethan, what do you think about the result, the game? What does that mean for the rest of the group stage in the Nations League?
Well, it was a shit game, wasn't it? Let's be honest. It was awful.
Yeah.
England were way off it. I mean, you're playing a 5-back against Hungary of all teams. It's so negative.
Yeah.
It's a joke, honestly. I think Gareth Southgate's just got it all wrong against Hungary.
Too defensive.
It is too defensive. I mean, yeah, they've got very tall players up front, like very good in aerially. Yeah, that's a word. But you've got Harry Maguire, who's known as the meathead. Like, come on. Surely meathead can do something against that. Like, and you're playing it. Connor Cody, Maguire, and Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker's fair enough. Connor Cody and Maguire together, probably the slowest defenders in English football. Like, I think it's ridiculous. It's so defensive against Hungary, and there weren't any there weren't any good performances in the England side. No good performance whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, and people are saying give new players opportunities. Two debutants today. James Justin, Jarrod Bowen.
Didn't take it.
Didn't take
the chance.
They were batting average, weren't they?
Yeah,
batting average. I mean, Jarrod Bowen, he's been brilliant for West Ham this season. 18 goals in all competitions. Didn't seem like he wanted to score tonight.
He butchered some chances.
He did.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so I think what we're saying there is disappointing debutants and just a poor game in general.
And we're very lucky with the Italy versus Germany result as well. That ended 1-1.
For the draw. Yeah.
That's lucky.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to let Aaron go for first so I can collect my thoughts on this, because it still baffles me what happened earlier. So Aaron, what do you think? What happened tonight?
All I want to say is, where's Tomori? And going back to what Ethan said, slowest centre-backs in English history. You know, it's like one of them...
History?
Well,
history?
Not history.
Aaron's been studying the game before he was born, by the way.
No.
Bloody hell.
Like, you put... To be honest, you could even put... Just completely like, we were talking about this earlier. Something like Stones, Tomori, or Walker and Tomori. As
a fullback?
Yeah, but...
a fullback. Just play a fullback. Honestly.
Just play a fullback at centre-back, yeah.
No, four defenders.
Yeah, I know.
Not 5.
I think a 5-back's not going to work. Like, look at when we were in the Euros, we were playing, 4-2-3-1s for a lot of consistent 4-backs. And that was bringing in what you were saying there when it gets negative. Gareth Southgate, he does the wrong things at the wrong times.
I mean, we see it a lot with Stoke. It's too negative with Stoke, and look where Stoke are finishing every season.
Yeah, but do you remember with Southgate though, we talk about, as I'm saying, wrong decisions at the wrong time, so basically hinting on poor decision making. Go back to the Euros finals, you can talk about how good the Euros were, but if you go back to the final, what is it? He makes Sancho...
Bringing on 3 changes, isn't it? Just
for penalties.
Just for penalties. They've not even had a touch of the ball. The first touch they're going to have is penalty. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And then, on top of that, he makes like the youngest player in the squad, like at the time, Saka, take a penalty when he'd never taken one for Arsenal at that point, or never scored one for Arsenal, or something like that. It's just ridiculous.
Look at where Saka's come from, that though. I think that's...
Yeah, but that's not because of Southgate, though, is it?
Yeah, I know.
He doesn't go, I know what you mean. I mean, he's had a great season.
Yeah.
I'd trust him on a penalty now.
Oh, yeah.
But like then, it was, it was fresh at it.
Like, for me, at the start of that game, they were playing like a 3-4-3 or something. Why not play Trent like centre mid and then just put Saka at right mid?
Well, I think that's part of the issue. I think they looked like...
Because...
They looked like they didn't know what they were meant to be doing.
Out of place or something.
Well, that's what Has said, didn't he?
Yeah, they looked like they didn't know what the game plan was.
They were lost.
No. Yeah, exactly, yeah. And like you say...
like a bunch of strangers just walking into a pub just to like talk to each other.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they might as well have played like they'd had a drink, to be fair, because they didn't get anything from it anyway. But I mean...
It's getting more enjoyable watching Sunday League.
I think the game plan's got to be better though, because you've got players that could have done more. Like Trent, I'm sorry, but some of the balls he plays and the way he goes forward for Liverpool, unbelievable. Didn't see any of that today. Why? Because he looks like he doesn't know what he's meant to be doing. We're playing a 5-back. Apparently one of the reasons for that may be to give support for Maguire. Well, yeah, he scored a brilliant penalty in the Euros final, but he's had a poor season. I tell you what, mate, I'd rather you just play a 2-back and then maybe just don't play Maguire, because there's players like Tomori who have only just had the call up, which was unfair anyway. Should have had a call up ages ago. People have been banging on about it for ages.
Yeah.
And then to not give somebody like that a chance and to not be more positive, I think as Paul, when we literally proved that we're a top side by getting to the Euros final. So surely he should have more confidence in that. But yeah, I just think overall, too defensive. Debutants were disappointing, to be honest. Should be winning. Let ourselves. Yeah, the game plan was poor. The performance was poor. The result was poor. All of it was just awful. And like you say, it's not even like we lost, but we played really good football. And it's like, how did we not get anything from that? We were poor all game. It was a boring game to watch. And what I would say is, yeah, like I say, it's lucky with the Italy Germany result being a draw. But I think for me, the game on Tuesday against Germany, I think we've got to win now. Now that we dropped 3 points against Hungary, I think we've got to bounce back and beat Germany to help ourselves.
With
in the group stage.
Tomori as well, as he's won the league with AC Milan.
Exactly. So he's full of confidence. He's literally proven himself all season.
Use it to your advantage. You've got a centre back with loads of experience around good players, and obviously good manager because they won the league. But he's just got to look at that. What players have played good this season, not what players played good in the Euros, because that's what it seems like to me. He's taken youngsters to play in there to try him out, and then kept all the people from the Euros that were good and now have fell off.
Yeah, and he's ignored everything that's happened at club level and just gone off international level from before.
Yeah, that's because of Maguire. Like, he's had a poor, very
well,
poor
look
season.
at it though. So they play a free back to support Maguire, but look at the defence, right?
Shocking.
Tomori's been better than Maguire all season.
Easy.
Maguire plays in the Premier League. Tomori plays in Serie A. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say any more on it. But a lot of people have been saying, are you actually watching these other games? Because you see him at the Prem games all the time.
Yeah.
Is he keeping up on the... I don't know. Is he keeping up on the other leagues? I don't know. The same. But yeah, it was disappointing tonight, to say the least. Hopefully they can bounce back. Because as much as we say, it's not... Obviously it's not as big as the Euros or the World Cup, but a trophy is a trophy at the end of the day. You want to go for it. So, moving on then.
Yeah.
We've got... so now we're going to talk about sort of transfer window related. The top 5 sort of transfers that have happened already so far in this window, very early on. We're going to go straight into it. Starting off with Spurs signing Ivan Perisic. Probably going to be Antonio Conte's next wing back. I'd say he's probably going to be a wing back for Antonio Conte. Probably make it into another wing back success story, because he did the same thing with Victor Moses. He was a straight left winger, and then he changed him to a left wing back when he came back at Chelsea. So I could see him doing the same thing again with Perisic, because he likes a wing back that can go forward and back, that's able to defend but mainly be very good at going forward as a wing back. So I could imagine that's going to be Perisic's role at Spurs, to be honest. But obviously was in his early 30s, I believe.
I think he's like 33, isn't he?
Yeah, something like that. So he's not the youngest, but he's got good experience. He's still a top quality player. He's still definitely got another couple of seasons at least in his belt at a top standard of quality. So for me, I'm just going to go straight in and just say my opinion. For me, I think that's a top quality signing. I think for Spurs, I would say, if I was rating the signing, say out of 10 being brilliant signing and say 1 being a rubbish signing, I would say for the role he's probably going to be playing and under Conte, I'd say a solid 8. I think that's a good improvement for Spurs. I think it's going to help them out a lot next season. And all I'm going to say is, they're not going to push Liverpool or City for top 2, but I think Chelsea fans should be nervous, because I do think Spurs are probably going to take that 3rd spot off Chelsea. with signings like this, and potentially, well, there is going to be more. But your opinion on Perisic to Spurs?
Well, I think it's a really good signing. I mean, you're saying like he can play wing back. He has played full back for Inter.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure one of his last matches he got a man of the match performance for left back
There you
for
go.
Inter. So he can definitely do it. It is a very good signing, in my opinion. Very good signing. They've been, say, a bit deflated in full backs, especially the left back position. I mean, they have got Reguilon, who's decent, and they've got Ben Davies, who's just bang average, really. I think it's a really good signing, to be honest. I actually generally do think. I mean, he's won trophies. He's bringing that with him, all this confidence, winning trophies and all that with Inter and Croatia. If we're going to go rating, I'd agree with you saying a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Aaron, your opinion of the Perisic to Spurs?
To be honest, I don't think there's much else to add really, because you've both covered everything. So what I will say is, something's recently just come out with Man United and Erik ten Hag. It looks like he's interested in Christian Eriksen, as he is. Brentford have offered him a contract, and he's yet to sign it. And Manchester United with him, Erik ten Hag, have put in an interest in him, and I think that'd be. It's one of them, innit, where he's just building the squad depth, innit?
Who we talk about, Perisic or Eriksen now?
Eriksen.
This is Perisic.
Yeah, I know. But I can't add to that.
He can.
Hold on, let me reintroduce this segment for him, because obviously he's talking about a rumour he's seen himself. Oh my goodness, it's breaking news. Aaron Swan edition. We're going to go straight over to Aaron now. What the fuck's going on?
Mate, you've lost me here.
You know, when they do breaking news on Sky Sports.
I know.
Eriksen, basically what Aaron's saying there, I mean, you already picked it up as a Ten Hag might be interested in Eriksen. I think I saw, was it? I think Gary Neville was approving of the idea of, he mentioned it the other month, that Eriksen, if you want a good, reliable midfielder to come off the bench and to give some good squad depth, Eriksen could be your man. So maybe, I mean, I'm not going to look into that one too much, because that has just been chucked in, but fair enough. A bit of, if you didn't know it, then maybe that could happen, so fair enough. So moving on then, here we go. Villa fans, are you listening? Because we are talking about the transfer of Diego Carlos. Obviously, he's been making many headlines. Where's he going to go? Clubs previously apparently approaching him, but a deal couldn't quite be made with those clubs. But Villa have done it. Another very successful signing for Villa. Obviously, they had the loan move with Coutinho. That worked out very well. Now they've got that permanently. And it seems like Steven Gerrard has this pull that just makes players want to play for Aston Villa, which is great for the club and for the fans. But what do you think of this signing, Ethan?
This could be one, like, for an impact on a club. This could be one of the best signings of the window, in my opinion. This is a centre back who can win stuff. He's good aerially. He can make a good tackle. He can score headers. He can do the lot. And yeah, like you're saying about Steven Gerrard, he somehow brings all these great players to Aston Villa, and the fans should be really excited about this, to be honest, because it's brilliant. And I mean, we'll be going on to another transfer to do with Villa in Kamara in a minute. So yeah, it's for about, what was it, 20-30 million or something like that.
Yeah,
that's a bargain. That is, in my opinion, for a good quality centre back. And I want to say he's about 26. I'd say. Yeah, he's a great signing for Villa.
I agree.
Can improve the defence easily to replace either Tyrone Mings or Konza. So yeah,
fair enough. So going to you, Aaron, what do you think Diego Carlos to Aston Villa signing?
I'd say the same as Ethan. Really, it is an absolutely massive signing, and I think he's got an abundance of experience with playing with Sevilla, and he's obviously got the ability to. I'd say he could be potentially one of the best sort of centre backs in the Premier League if he going from Aston Villa. He could go to potentially that's where he develops his sort of ability and becomes a world-class player. But the only thing you've got to look at is players like Varane, who have come over from the La Liga and just massively flopped.
Yeah.
And
true.
Which could be relevant to not being used to the league or not being used to the players. So I think it's one of them. If you can get a good footing with the fans and the players in the team, I think then he could truly show that he's built for the team and he's built for the club. He can play for the badge, win tackles, win aerials, keep them in sort of a top 8 sort of position in the league, and I think he could be the man for them to essentially keep them top 8 of the Premier League this coming season.
Yeah, I mean, I just added on to what you both said. Great signing, like you say. Obviously, has won titles at the Europa League before.
Yeah.
Which just shows he's been part of sides that have been successful there, and also as well, obviously you could say about all of his defensive stats and what make that's great, and obviously that is the main focus when being a defender, of course, but just something else as well that's just shows how good he is as a defender. He averages about 65 passes per match, and his pass completion rate is 88%. So, which actually, to be honest, is pretty high for a defender. Now, to be fair, I will say there could be a lot of sideways passing in that.
Oh yeah,
I do understand that, but still, it still shows that at least you can see there's probably not a mistake in him. He's probably not going to be prone to an error going from the back, and like I say, great aerially, has won a major trophy before. And big clubs have tried to seal something with him before.
Yeah.
I mean, was it United?
Might have been. I mean, I know Newcastle wanted him this season.
And that was it, yeah, I remember that. So Aston Villa have done really well to get him. Great signing, Gerrard pulling in another one. If I was to give this sort of a rating with the same scale I was using before, it's another 8 from me. Solid. Solid.
I'd say an 8 as well.
Yeah. Right, so moving on to our next signing, we are going to Rudiger, who obviously I think we've seen this for a while. It's only just been confirmed. It's all done. The photos have come out with him in the Real Madrid shirt. Real Madrid have got Rudiger, and yeah, what are we thinking of that signing?
Well, he's in the Premier League this season. He's been probably one of the best centre backs.
Yeah.
In the league, or the best improved centre back. Under Thomas Tuchel, he's been amazing, and is proven to be one of the best centre backs in the actual league. I mean, for Real Madrid, this is a really good signing. I I mean,
Definitely.
if you think, say, if they were playing like a 3-back, maybe a 2-back, he slots in really easy. With, well, you've got Eder, Militao, Alaba, them sort of centre backs. I mean, Carlo Ancelotti could alter things, maybe play Alaba as a defensive midfielder, because he does play defensive midfield for Austria. It does change his positions a lot. I mean, this season, he's scored 3 goals. I remember that long shot he scored.
Yeah. Actually, funny you say that. Real Madrid, when announcing the signing, actually used that goal.
Did they?
They did indeed, yeah.
I mean, that was a terrific goal, let's be honest. I mean, he tries them every single game, near enough.
Mm.
He always tries one every game, and they're always close. And on a 4-year deal as well. It's a no-brainer from Real Madrid. I mean, it improves the defensive side to the game. I mean, this is the thing with do you know when they've been playing in the Champions League?
Yeah.
There was the pundits were saying before the Liverpool game, they used to concede a lot of chances, and I think Rudiger's the perfect man to cut them out.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, because of his experience and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, to be honest. I mean, it's a very good signing for Real Madrid, to be fair. And if you look, he's a very, well, I mean, it's proven anyway, he's a reliable defender. Like I say, one of his goals that he scored was an outrageous goal. So he's got confidence, which is good to see. He's got good physicality. He's also dominant in the air.
Yeah.
He's someone who isn't prone to mistakes. I think he's proved to be a really good defender in the Prem. Obviously, Chelsea tried to keep him. He didn't take it, went to Madrid. So it shows it's a big signing for Madrid because Chelsea didn't want to lose him. And if you look, tackle success rate this season, 62%. Out of all of his appearances, he's got 74 wins, only 28 losses. So he's on the positive side of all stats really when you look at it.
Hard defender to get past as well, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Aaron, in your opinion, good signing for Madrid?
Definitely, but one thing I would say is as well, going back to what Ethan said about Alaba, it adds a lot of squad depth because if they get injuries in the midfield, they could then move Alaba up to cover for those injured players and then put Rudiger in at centre-back as a sort of way to, they've obviously got Eder Militao, Alaba, or Nacho Fernandez, all these different centre-backs you can name. I think it's just adding that depth that they can do, like going back to what you said about the 3-back, you could do that. They could go 5 backs. They could even try playing Rudiger in a CDM role because as we've seen, he scored that amazing goal. He's got a good shot on him. They might even want to try him as a centre mid as well as playing centre back, which then adds more squad depth to the Real Madrid side.
Yeah, very good point. So overall a great signing, like we say. So moving on to the next signing. Let's get it up. We have got a list here, guys, don't we?
I think it's Boubacar Kamara.
Alright, so another Aston Villa signing here. So going to you, Ethan, then, since you're the one that remembered the signing, to be fair. What do you think about this Kamara to Aston Villa?
again, this is another very good signing from Villa. He's a very good defensive midfielder, and he's proven it with Marseille. Marseille haven't been the best this season. Obviously playing in the Conference League. But no, this is a really good addition compared to the players they have got in Douglas Luiz. I mean, John McGinn's a good player, but with Kamara, he's more of a defensive-minded defensive midfielder compared to John McGinn, who's more of a box-to-box. So in my opinion, Kamara is another really good signing from Villa. And Villa are going to be probably one of the biggest dark horses in the league, to be honest.
And let's be honest, if you're a club around Aston Villa, you're very worried at the moment because Steven Gerrard and this ownership are really working hard to put together something which is going to cause plenty of problems for everybody around them. And like I say, another good addition here of Kamara. I agree with what Ethan said, to be honest with you. He's going to help them more defensively as a CDM. What more can you say? A very solid signing. I'd probably give it it's probably at least a 7.5, if you're saying that out of 10. Just brilliant signings all round from Villa though. If you're a Villa fan, you must be already excited for the new season ahead. But what do you think, Aaron?
To be honest, obviously he's not, Marseille haven't done great, but I think he's been one of those players that have been in Marseille and have helped them to stay in sort of the position that they are in the league. And if it wasn't for a player like him controlling that midfield, I don't think they would have been as high. Now, I think he'll add a lot of sort of ability to that Aston Villa side. And going, obviously they've got a full contract with Coutinho instead of him being a loan. They've got a full contract with Diego Carlos that we just spoke about. And I think those three signings are going to make Aston Villa have one of the top transfers this window by a mile, because it's just going to, what did they finish 11th this season?
14th.
Marseille finished 14th.
Oh, did you say you're on about Marseille?
No. Aston Villa.
Yeah, 14th, yeah. I was going to say, I don't know, Marseille wouldn't finish there, no.
I think with Aston Villa, they could go from 14th to an easy 10th place. If they can get a couple more signings, they play Kamara in the league, and I think it's one of them where they can use him, like I just said, use all three of those to make such a massive impact. And if he can get the fans backing him, take Bruno Guimaraes for example. He came in at Newcastle, made a massive impact, and if Kamara can do the same, then he could be another insane signing for Aston Villa. But I think it's too early to say without seeing what he'd perform like around the team.
Yeah. To be honest, with Aston Villa, it's just, especially under Gerrard, it's just one solid signing after another. And as well, the good thing about it is it's a 5-year deal, so there's some commitment going into that. Now we're on to our final one, I believe, out of the top 5 deals done so far. Fabio Carvalho coming from Fulham to Liverpool. A promising young player, only 19 years old.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ethan, of this? I mean, I think we can already agree that this could be a really exciting signing for Liverpool, even if it's not for now, but definitely for the future. And I think he's still going to have some bits of involvement now, still in key games off the bench. Plus as well, if you got somebody like Mane going, you play Diaz, you start Diaz, but you're still going to need a sub, fresh legs. Carvalho gives that straight away. So what do you think of this?
Well, obviously we've seen him in the Championship with Fulham, and he was a really tricky, skillful attacking midfielder / winger. I mean, Fulham have obviously gone up, and you can tell he was probably one of the best Championship players of the season, with all of his skills and all that. He was a really tricky player to play against. He's had his time at Benfica in his youth career. Got a, let's say, a decent move to Fulham. I think 40 games, 11 goals for Fulham. It's not bad. Not bad for how old he is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What, for a 19-year-old? I mean, yeah.
I mean, he was coming out making a big impact for Fulham at like 17, 18.
So what this means for Liverpool is a really good young talent in the books now. I mean, talking about, like, you've got your Man Cities buying these players, like these
just players that are already in the prime, just splashing out money. Liverpool doing business that helps them now, but also in the future, a bit more clever investment in a way, to be honest.
It's a really good signing. And I actually didn't know this, but apparently he was a youth international for England.
Yeah, I did see something about this, that he qualified for both, but went with. Well, I'm not sure.
Could have done with him today.
Yeah, well, there you go then. Yeah, that's it. Signed for Liverpool, but should have gone with England as well. Oh, there you go. Right, Aaron, your opinion on this signing?
One thing I'll mention as well.
Doesn't it?
No, I do.
Don't call Aaron out like that on a podcast.
I do.
Aaron's a strict professional, guys. Listen to what he's going to say now.
No, because like when Klopp signed him, one of the first things he came out and said was he was going to be involved in that first team.
Yeah, he did, to be fair.
So that links back to what you said.
Yeah.
He is the perfect player for them to bring off the bench or even starting games to potentially give him that run. So say if Luis Diaz got an injury for like a 4-week injury, they could play him in Diaz's position to cover for him, and then or even just keep it on a sort of rotational basis.
Well, yeah, this is the thing. They like to rotate when games get heavy.
Yeah.
So he's just going to, regardless whether if Diaz got injured or even if he's fit, that regular rotation, which they like to do towards the end of the season when you've got all these cup competitions going on, he's going to be massive in that. And to be honest with you, when you've got somebody like Diaz who's proven himself so well already, and then you got somebody else like this coming in as well, even though it's sad for Liverpool fans because he created a lot of memories with them, it sort of really softens the blow of Mane leaving.
It creates more competition as well.
Yeah,
because he's going to be really hungry to get in that starting 11. He wants to prove himself.
Exactly.
And he's got loads of time as well with how young he is.
Exactly.
I mean, he could, on that front line, he could easily try and do a job there. Maybe not up front as much, like the top, like the striker, right wing, left wing. He could do it. He could easily create competition.
Yeah, and as me and Ethan say, obviously with following Stoke through the Championship, and Aaron of course for that, that obviously he's a troublemaker. He causes problems, but he's one of those Championship players. There's some Championship players where you're like, yeah, okay, they're the king of the Championship, but they're nothing in the Premier League. No offence to this player, but I'm going to give you an example. Mitrovic scores a hatful of goals like the Championship is nothing, and then
he broke the record and then goals,
and then basically struggles to score 5 in the Premier League in a whole season. Whereas Carvalho is one of the only players where he's one of those rare players where, because it is a hard transition, where you can see that he would be able to go to the level required in the Premier League, not just be outstanding in the Championship.
He has played in the Prem before. He played 4 games, scored 1
Who was that for?
for Fulham.
Oh, because when they went down.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
So he's got a
Didn't even think about that. Yeah. Didn't even think about that.
He scored. He scored in the Prem.
He scored in the Prem. There we go. That automatically means he's going to score goals for Liverpool. Hopeful thinking. Liverpool fans, I'm sure, will be nodding their heads with their fingers crossed at the same time. Right. So moving on then. Now I think that's all the transfers. Now I think we're on to kit reviews, which is the final part of the pod. So we're going to go straight into it, starting off with Man City's kit, Man City's home kit. Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, obviously go and check it. But it's a sort of sky blue, light blue, with a red.
It's a burgundy colour.
Yeah, sort of a burgundy colour.
It's a weird colour.
And then it's sort of got the same burgundy colour at the bottom of the arm sleeves, with a little bit of white on the collar and a little bit of white on the bottom of the arm sleeves as well. And then they got the City badge in the middle, the Puma in the middle, and then just underneath Etihad Airways. Yeah. I'm just going to say it now because I think everybody can tell why I said it. Not a fan of this.
No.
No?
It's the badge in the middle for me. It's just completely wrong. And
I think
off
a
and
lot of
horrible
clubs are
and-
trying to do that though.
They're trying to pass it off as if it's something good. It's not.
No.
But do you know
It just
what?
looks wrong.
Do you know what I like about the badge? Right. Now, maybe this is just me being a bit like, ooh, whatever, but do you know what I like about the badge being on the left-hand side? So when you
Yeah.
put it on, now we know, guys, I know it's towards the centre, but we always have this imagery of the heart being towards the left side of your chest.
Yeah.
The badge, you know,
That's a good
goes
idea.
over the left side. I always thought that's quite nice because it's like the heart linked with the.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like the heart linked with the badge there. So I think don't put it in the middle. Don't put it in the middle. But
No.
I
thought.
that's not even my main issue with this though. It's what
The
they're doing
weird
with the
colour
collar.
matching.
Yeah.
Why is the? I mean, whatever colour you're saying that is.
It is a burgundy.
Why is that with blue though? Who says that's a good idea?
I think
It's like
it's
trying to be
because.
West Ham.
Do you know where the badge is? It's got that burgundy colour of the boat. And the
Yeah.
badge that's reflecting that. And I
Well,
don't
just-
get it looks it looks out of shape.
Yeah, it just contrasts too much
Yeah.
though with the. With
See
the
if it was a plain blue, everything blue, maybe white sleeve and collar, it looked quite clean.
yeah.
But the burgundy colour, it just ruins it. For me.
Out of 10, we'll do a quick score for these. Out of 10, 10 being that's a beauty of a kit,
Yeah.
and 1 being that's a disgrace of an effort. Where's that go?
4.
Where's it go?
3.5. I'm not giving it any more than that.
For me, 2. Right, moving on to a club I hate with a passion. It's Arsenal Football Club. I hate the club. However,
Yeah.
if this had a different badge on it, it's a brilliant, it's a good shirt. It's a really nice shirt,
Yeah.
in my opinion. You've got red. You got the main colours. You got the red. You got more white on the sleeves, and then because it's by Adidas, you've got 3 solid white stripes going across the shoulder, sort of neck area, and then you've got a nice white collar. I think that is I know some people are a bit iffy about collars, but I think that's a nice looking collar. I think it's a very nice shirt. I don't think even the Emirates fly better. I don't think that sort of ruins the shirt.
No,
Sometimes the kit sponsor ruins it, but I actually think that's a really, really nice shirt.
Yeah. It's clean, it's simple. With the white and red, it blends in together.
Yeah.
And it's not going overboard either.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Man City one, the burgundy, there's no. It's not. You'd rather not have it there. But with this kit, there's no weird colours going on. Just simple red and white.
There you go. Nice and
Splash
bold.
Boss, let's go.
See, for me, it's just a bit samey. They've just slapped a jazzy collar on it.
Fucking hell.
Oh.
They have. It's basically what they have every year, and they've just they've gone, alright, how are we going to change this all bit? Slap a collar on it, there you go. Put some stripes on it for the Adidas part. There you go, it's a top.
He sounds like me when I'm trying to be a wind-up merchant towards Arsenal.
Nah, but that's the thing though.
Aaron, that's a nice kit.
It is a nice kit.
That's a nice
it's
shirt,
just a bit
mate.
samey.
This is why it's a home kit. If you think that, it's
home
because it's
kits
a home
are samey though.
kit. They normally are.
Right, okay, well...
I'd
out of
rate
10.
it.
Out of 10.
I'd rate it a solid 8.5. I'd go 8.5. That's nice.
See, for me, factoring in that it is, I think, too similar to the previous season one, I'd probably say it's about a 7.5.
I think it's a 8. I'm going in between yours and Aaron's. I'm going to say it's a solid 8. So we're going to go to Barcelona. Got to look at their kit because there's just such a massive club. Obviously, everybody's going to be talking about it. With their kit, obviously, with Spotify, it's actually, I'm not going to say anything about it yet. You might think it. I'm not going to give anything away. Actually, what I think here, and I'm going to go. So Aaron first this time. What do you think about this? What do you think about this kit or the shirt mainly?
I mean, from what I've heard, they're going to be putting Spotify playlist links underneath it as like them little barcode scan things. So every game's going to have a different song sponsoring it.
I've seen.
I don't know if it's true, but I think it's a unique concept. And if it gets Barcelona money, it gets Barcelona money. But the actual kit itself,
that's what we're on about.
It's horrible.
Do you reckon?
It's horrible. I don't like it.
Oh, so Aaron doesn't like it.
I don't know.
I did hear though, from the other side of the room. Do you reckon? Now that to me, sniffed. There was a little whiff of an idea that maybe Ethan kind of fancies this kit. Do you fancy the kit?
It's an okay kit. I won't say it's an awful kit. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Bang average.
He says it's bang average.
The thing I like about it is they haven't used any green on the Spotify.
Right.
I think it, with it being white, it doesn't ruin it as much.
I think it'd be even worse if that was the case, to be honest.
I think the what's it, blue, red, black.
See, that's the thing that makes
I don't get why the black's there.
It's not really a black though. It's more of it. If you actually look at it, it's a navy to fit what the shoulders are.
Yeah.
So that's why it just looks odd to me. They've got the sort of the classic red and the light blue.
Yeah.
But why have they had to add that dark blue in? I think there's just too much contrasting going on, and it makes it look all a bit funky, and there's too much going on.
I think it's better than Man City.
Well,
yeah.
I think
it's
Ethan said this shirt is A-OK.
Yeah.
I think it's a KO. They've knocked themselves out because this is a poor shirt. This is a poor shirt. I don't think it's very nice, to be honest with you. I agree with Aaron. I don't understand this dark navy nonsense coming down with the lines. And to be honest with you, that to me just looks like a load of rubbish. They put dark navy on the shoulders, they slap some lines. To be honest with you, a kid in primary school could have done that, because all you're doing is dashing out lines. There's no colour scheme. There's no,
just all dark colours, really.
Do you know what?
It doesn't pop at you.
I don't like that, because Barcelona as well. The reason I'm being more harsh on it than maybe what's deserved, but that's because Barcelona are usually pretty good with the kits. That's why, and they're a big club, so they got to do a good job of the kit more than anything else. For me, for rating, I would give that a what did I give City? Was it
2 on it?
2.
See, I think it's better.
It's better than Man City's. I'm going to give it a 4. What are you saying?
I'm saying 5.
I'm going to say 4 as well because it's better than Man City's, but not by. It's only by a slim margin.
Yeah.
It's not massively better.
No.
I think it's just because they haven't just slapped. And I know they've slapped that blue in there, but it's not as bad as slapping the beige burgundy colour thing that they've added in there.
With Man City's, it's only one colour. That's why they've got away with it a bit more. With Man City. But whereas Barca, they've got quite a bit of colours in their badge. And that, right there, is a nice kit.
Well, they don't know what you're on about yet, and we're going to say because...
That's a nice kit.
Is this the away, I'm assuming then?
I think
There's 2 away for that, isn't there?
There's 2, like Stokes.
Right, okay, well, this is one of the West Ham away kits. Is this confirmed or is this alleged?
Yeah, this is confirmed.
Confirmed, right, okay. Right, okay, I'm just checking. So, this is... Right, okay, so this is one of West Ham's away kits then. Yeah, I mean, you say it's nice.
It's nice.
You like it, so I say you describe it. What are we looking at in case nobody knows?
I think the next kit's better than this one, in my opinion, as well.
Okay,
so
what are we looking at here? What colours are going on? What's going on?
It's the colours are really unique. The lime green, the collar, the sleeves, the lime green, and then it's just a simple navy blue. I think it works.
It's not that it works. It's more that they just like it. The dark and the light go together that well.
Yeah.
That it makes it's like one of them things.
It stands out more.
It just pops at you.
Yeah.
And it screams and shouts at you like you'd want. Like I'm not a West Ham fan, but I think I'd buy it myself personally. But I don't have the facilities for that.
Well,
we do, but you know.
Well, no, because Stokes kits are that good this season. We're going to have to buy
all the Stoke kits.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not one of them. We'll get to that after. So for me, all right, mate. Right, for me. Sorry about that. That was a bit of a technical difficulty. Sorry. Yeah. For me, I think it's I think it's a simple kit, but like you say, the contrast in colour, you can't ignore it. It's a solid kit. It's simple, but it's nice. It's simple but nice. Effective.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that is solid. That's a 7.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
I'll agree with you. I'd say a 7.
7.
I'm giving it a 7.5.
Oh, I couldn't have had 3 in a row.
If the second one wasn't better. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the second one then, for West Ham. And I've got to be honest, this kit is just brilliant. This is brilliant. I'm going to say it already. You want to just keep looking at it.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
Fair
play to Umbro, by the way.
They've smashed that.
Yeah.
I've not seen the home one though, but they've smashed them 2 away ones. They've smashed that. And actually,
everything's perfect.
And actually, obviously, I've described a couple. You've described a couple. Give us a little description, Aaron. What is going on with this home shirt? This away shirt, sorry.
So it's sort of like a black shirt, and they've got, I say, a couple of grey and like dark greys, light greys, like diamonds.
Diamonds, yeah.
Dotted about across the shirt, and then on top of that, the collar, the edges of the arms, the badge, well, both badges, and the Betway are like a sort of an orange to pink fade. But the way they've done it is it starts orange on the arms, it then fades on the Betway, starts to go more pink on the badges, and then the collar is mainly all pink. But the way they've done it is it just looks amazing. The orange and the pink aren't too bright, aren't too dark, so they go beautifully with that blackish grey sort of shirt that they've gone with. And then the diamonds that they've got on there sort of add sort of a 3D effect on it, making the shirt look even better than it actually is. I think they've put a beautiful shirt together, and like you said, well done to Umbro. it's brilliant.
Yeah, that is a lovely shirt. That, like you say, that sort of orange to pink fade. It's just, do you know, when you look at that Betway, right, if you look at
it doesn't ruin it. The sponsor.
Yeah. And if you look as well, what I love about this is, right, the colour theme that they've gone with on the collar, the sleeves, the shirt sponsor hasn't gone with a different colour.
Yeah.
They've matched the colour of what the kit's going for. And it's just how you got that, the sort of greyish black, and then you've just got this. It reminds me of the sunset when I look at that.
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah.
Just when you look out at the sun late at night, it's a lovely shirt. You should go and check it, and sure you'll agree.
I'd actually buy that.
Yeah, do you know what? If that wasn't an English club, I'd consider buy that. I'd probably buy it.
Yeah.
I am going to give that a 10.
It's got to be. It's got to be a 10.
You're going 10. What are you going with?
I'm going 9.5.
Oh,
only
for goodness sake!
Only because I'm going to be biased here. I think Stoke City's black kit is better.
Oh no!
That is my personal bias.
That's more than biased.
Being biased.
That's more than biased.
If Stoke released that, I'd be jumping up and down. I'd be going mental.
I'd be the first person to pre-order it. I actually would.
To be fair, I was one of the first pre-order last.
And I'd be the first person to do things to it. It'd be brilliant if it was. Yeah. So So 10, 9.5. So if we actually, so they're the ones that we're going to be discussing. By the way, we will just quickly mention. We're not going to go through ratings or anything, but Stoke, well done on your kits. Home one's good. Away one's
bit iffy.
Well, technically it's 2 away, and that's
2 away.
We're talking about.
So one of the away, the
2 away kits, and it's
a
weird.
The white majority away kit, bit iffy.
Yeah.
The all black away kit, really
Sexy.
nice.
One thing I will say is though, that white shirt is going back to a retro shirt so that we had in the 70s.
I did see the pictures.
It's more appealing for people that have been following the club since they were like 10, who were born sort of in that sort of era, and people might even remember their parents or family members wearing that shirt and get it for that reason. But then you look at us, we're younger, we prefer that black shirt, whereas my parents, for example, they prefer the white one. Which I think that shows that they're trying to factor in all sort of people. But as well as that, another thing we'd mention is the two different kits can be helpful to prevent kit clashes from happening in matches, which I think is a good concept that they brought in.
Yeah,
I think with the white one, I don't think they should be going back to try and do some retro shirts. I mean, they haven't done it with the home one and the black one. So
that's the thing as well.
Why do it with the white one? I don't see the point.
I think you should do retro or throwback shirts as a separate thing, because they've done that anyway.
Yeah.
Already that. I've got a couple of
there's already
ones.
been 4?
Yeah,
you had the green and black one. You've got the red and white Rico one.
I've got the red and white Carlin one. I've got the black and green.
See, I've got the Rico one. That's probably my favourite one of the retro ones they've done.
Well,
they were nice though.
Well,
all of them were, to be fair.
I just want very quickly from everyone, right, just to finish off this final bit with the kits. Out of all the ones we've seen, 2 West Ham, 1 Barcelona, 1 Arsenal, 1 Man City, right?
We forgot to mention that one.
About Chelsea. We forgot about Chelsea. Hold on. If you're from that part of London, you support that club, hold your boots. Hold on a minute, because we're going to get to you now. You might not like what I'm going to say though, because I'm not sure about this. What do you think, Ethan?
It's so plain. The top's so plain. The collar ruins everything. That collar is awful. What the fuck's that? What the fuck is that? What is that?
That was literally the first thing you said about it. You gave a description there, you just said, what the fuck is that?
What are those? They've got blue lines on the collar.
What's the point?
The inside has its own like light blue. It's just like they've gone.
What is
Alright,
that?
we're going to put a little rim collar around the edge. They've not gone for a full collar, and I think that's what makes it.
That's
look too bad.
competing with the Man City one, that is.
That's worse than the Man City
That's
one, Harris.
competing with it,
Like
that
they've got a line coming across the middle for no reason at all.
The only thing I'd say it's just a slight better. They haven't done anything to the sleeves.
Yeah,
That's
that
it.
colour though is awful.
That's awful.
And it is dead plain. It's like, do you know what? That's something that a Sunday League team would produce that.
Yeah, again
Yeah,
though,
it's
what,
just
what
simple.
if it's because of
Simple playing.
the issues that they've
No,
had?
you
Oh, bugger off. I'm not having that rubbish. No. Do you know what annoys me?
Yeah, again, that can't be an excuse for a
Do you know what
bad thing.
annoys me when they say about, last few results were a bit iffy, players played a bit iffy. Oh, obviously the ownership situation is affecting the players' performance.
Bollocks, innit?
Absolute rubbish. If
It's
they're getting their
bollocks.
pay package, they do not care. They're going to play the game the same way. They're not going, but Roman, I used to go out with him every week to a restaurant. No, you didn't. You never spoke to him, mate. Right, you didn't until you wanted a bloody pay rise, and then you did, didn't you? Rating. What are you giving that?
I said 4 for the Man City, didn't I? I'll go 4.5.
0.1. I hate it. It's horrible.
So you rating it above Man City?
No, I give Man City a 3.5. I give that a 0.1.
So you
I put Man City above that.
you put Man City above
Yes.
that? You're a disgrace.
It's that colour.
You're-
Oh.
Yeah, Man City's had it on the bloody sleeves.
Yeah,
So
but
that's not as bad.
at least they've had an attempt to make it look appealing.
That's an attempt.
Yeah, but what's that?
Man
They've
City's
just got
an
a
attempt.
blue sheet, slap the badges on it, and put a collar on there.
Man City's was an attempt to make the shirt look better.
For the Chelsea one, you could go Primark, get a blue shirt, sew the Chelsea badge on there, the 3 badge on. There you go.
I'd
That's
rather
better
do
than
that than buy that Man City kit.
I gave the Man City shirt a 2. I'm gonna give the Chelsea shirt a 1.5.
Yeah, not as arse as Aaron though. 0.1.
Yeah, that basically means it's non-existent in his eyes.
Yeah.
We did have one more actually.
the Liverpool
Is it up?
home and away shirts.
It's down, isn't it? Here we go. We got him. There we go. Yeah, like Aaron says, the Liverpool home and away. Starting off with the home, it's literally all red, clean red. The Liverpool badge, the shirt sponsor, standard chartered, and the Nike and the Trivago. Is it on the side? The sleeve, I think it
It's
is. anyway.
Express.
Is it
VPN.
Express?
Express VPN.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I think so.
So they're all in white, but the actual shirt is all red.
Can't go wrong with it.
What would you?
If you actually look at it as well, it's got like some very faint sort of embroidered lines on there as well.
That is actually true, to be fair. Yeah, you can just
That's
about
nice,
see him.
actually.
It
That's
does
nice.
give a good effect on the shirt. It's kind of like what the West Ham shirt did with the triangles. It'll add
Yeah, but that's way better, though.
Yeah, but it'll sort of add like a 3D depth to the shirt, and it'll give it sort of a nice contrast.
Ethan's facial expressions, you should really see him. Okay, so what do you think, and what would you give that as a rating?
I mean, I said it about Arsenal. It's just copy and paste, innit? It's they've got the last season shirt, changed a couple of bits.
To be fair though,
I will give Liverpool this. They do it every year. They always do a nice, good home shirt.
so what, if you're a West Ham, by the way, West Ham fan, with how highly he rated your 2 away shirts, you should be really happy, because think about how critical he's been then. All the others.
That
If
is
you
a
give
good
him-
point, to be fair. But it is home shirts compared to away shirts, though, is what you've got to think about.
But
He's smiling.
Yeah,
that's got nothing to do with it, mate.
Being a boring
That has
shirt.
really got nothing to do with it, that.
But for
So-
me, I'd say it's pretty bang average.
What rating would you give that?
I'd give it a solid 5, because that's what bang average is, really, isn't it?
I love the way you said that. That's what bang average is, really, isn't it? Thank you for that.
5 is bang average.
Okay,
Get your point.
rating. What do you think?
I'm saying it's a 7. It's just simple. It isn't copy and paste. If you look at last season's
They
Liverpool
took out
kit,
the orange lines, Aaron.
yeah, exactly. That's
what I mean.
It's the Liverpool kit. You can't change 2 too much of it because it's red.
Yeah.
It's been red.
Yeah, but yeah.
Do you know
can't
what?
just randomly put like what Man City have done?
Yeah.
Can't do that, can
Do
you?
you know what? It's plain.
Nice.
It's plain, but my favourite colour's red as well. And
It's nice.
I just think it's
Mine's blue.
it's a nice shade of red. It's got the white on there. Very simple, very nice. If I was a Liverpool fan, I'd want to buy it. So I'm going to give it a 7. So going on to the final kit that we're going to be reviewing, Liverpool's away kit. What you described this earlier as a marble pattern.
Yeah, it is.
It gives me sort of like when you get a jumper and you sort of tie-dye it with all the different colours that they've got in.
Say if you put like, say if you were rolling marbles, and it had like a sort of paint, put it across. It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like
It's like they've just dashed multicoloured paint over the top, innit?
We'll have to.
It's probably one of the most unique kits I've ever seen.
We will put. We'll probably do it for most of these, but especially this one. I think we'll have to. We will put an image up for this one because it's a bit of a hard one.
To be fair, what we've got to take into this as well, all of these are, or most of them are just leaks, so they aren't. They could be different for the full release.
Most of them are confirmed.
Most of them are confirmed,
but there's a
yeah.
couple on there.
But ones like these two Liverpool ones that currently at the moment are.
Well,
leaks,
I'd say they are confirmed.
They look
because
like proper.
One of them, Firmino's wearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the home one is. I think it's the way one.
It's just this one.
This one, if it's true,
If it's true, what?
it is a beautiful away kit, but I don't think it's West Ham level. I'd say
What rating are you saying?
I'd say it's a 6.5.
What rating?
And you're rating that
But I think it's because no. But listen, right?
Really?
The thing for me is you've got
It's
the
a
white,
6.5 for Aaron.
you've got the black.
Hold on, he said
So-
5 is clearly bang average, and then he says
I know.
6.5.
It's a beautiful kit. Don't get me wrong, but the problem with this is
Oh, here we go.
you can see the white and the black on the outside.
Yeah, I can.
Like you said, you've got the marble effect.
Yeah.
But when you're in the stands, you're not going to see that marble effect, are you?
You don't know.
Yeah, but yeah,
That's the thing. You're not going to see stuff
No,
like
you don't
that.
know that though.
yeah, but if you're wearing it, then
Because you're saying this is a league.
Yeah.
Could be more.
That's the thing.
Stand-
From that
you
picture,
could stand out.
From that picture, for me, it's just how dull those colours look.
Dull.
Yeah.
right, okay.
Even though it's a white shirt,
Say if there was like more.
if it was
more
brighter
colour.
and it pulled you into it, because at the minute it just looks like at a distance that just looked like a white and black shirt to me.
right, okay.
At a distance.
I can maybe understand that. Yeah. So
Because if you're watching it from in the crowds or on the tally, it's going to be hard to make that out. That's why it doesn't quite peak over that 7 sort of
Yeah.
line for me.
I mean-
Maybe 7.5.
Liverpool did have a white kit like this before.
I will say,
Around about 2013, 14, they did have a white kit just like this.
I
Without the marble effect.
will say, if you're watching this on the telly and you are struggling to see what the kit actually looks like on your TV, maybe think about changing your TV because Sky do pretty good zoom-ins, to be fair. to
Or
what
get
that
your
Jack.
magnifying glass.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I know.
It's
I
more
know what
like
you're
when
saying
you're in
though.
stadium
In the
sort of
stadium
thing,
as
isn't
well.
it?
So 6.5.
especially with Liverpool
Give me a
stadium being
number
quite
now.
large.
I'm going to say 4.5.
4.5 when you've just been saying that 6.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
Oh. Okay.
That's fair enough.
I'm gonna give it.
That's your opinion, innit?
I'm gonna give it a 6. I think it's very solid.
It's like my Chelsea kit opinion. We all have different things, don't we?
And
really?
we've gone
But-
through every single one. The final thing, and I just want this to be quick fire.
Okay.
Right, I'm gonna go across. Worst kit out of all the ones we've done.
Man
we
City.
looked at. Best kit out of all the ones we looked at.
West Ham.
Which one?
The
black one.
Black one.
Best one.
Chelsea.
Worst one.
Oh wait, that's the wrong way around. Best. You got me off guard
Chelsea.
there.
Whoa! Real emotion.
0.1.
Real feelings coming out.
No,
Go on.
the West Ham.
It's the best one.
But no, I'm gonna go with the black one. The black one, West Ham. Worst kit, the Chelsea one.
Okay.
I think the best one is the Black West Ham one. The worst one is the Chelsea one. I can't stand that colour. Yeah, I don't like
It
that.
is horrible.
Right.
Yeah, it is horrible.
It is horrible, and that is going to sum up. That's going to be the ending sentence of the podcast. That is for talking about football here. But we hope you did enjoy listening to it, because we certainly enjoyed making it. If you did, then please like, subscribe, notification bell, share it, all that stuff. Is there anything you want to say?
This is going to be long editing for me, so see you in a bit, guys.